Now, I wasn't going to be, talking about the recent marriage of our top far-right Swedish politician, Jimmy Åkesson, because I felt that it wasn't, really newsworthy. Well, that was until a recent scandal that happened during said wedding, which involved a leader of an MC criminal organization that was, for some reason, just allowed to attend the wedding of a high-ranking politician in our country without anybody at said wedding, questioning it. Like, what? Now, obviously, I'm not particularly happy about this because in Åkesson's party, the Swedish Democrats, SD for short, and Åkesson himself have been known to advocate against all forms of organized criminal activities and criminals themselves. Well, that is unless you are one of their friends and or associates. Like, I would say that I am shocked, I tell you, that the far-right party will be against one thing while turning a blind eye to said thing when you are a friend of their party. But I am not. Because this is what the far-right typically do. Like, SD has been very vocal about not allowing organized crime to come into Sweden, saying that they will not let drugs or illegal weapons flow into our country. Åkesson has on multiple occasions said that we should just be able to lock people up who we think are criminals without, suspicion. Like, thanks and all, Jimmy, how very fascist of you. Now, granted, he wasn't the only one in his party to say this, for we have a known racist liar and a good friend of the channel, Richard Jomshof, also echoing that sentiment. Like, very, very fun times indeed. Now, going back to the whole, wedding thing, our good friend Yimi just recently got married and invited a whole host of guests. One of the guests that got invited to his wedding was Robert Edharf, a known leader of an MC gang called the Comanches, a violent criminal organization that is, and get this, part of the organized criminal network in Sweden. Thing that SD constantly rails against and complains about. So very, very interesting that someone like that will wind up at your party, Jimmy. Like, very nice. Now, to be fair to Jimmy, he said that he had no knowledge of who this man was and how he got onto his guest list, which is fine, I guess. And hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Yes. Oh, that is not a good look. Huh. Well, for those who don't know, I just found out something very, very interesting. Apparently, our not so good pal here, Jimmy, just lied to us, like the Swedish public. Like, not a very small, innocent lie, but a very big and obvious lie. Like, not only does he know this man, he has been invited to parties hosted by Jimmy and the SD party for years. Like, why would you lie about something that was going to be fact-checked? Do you really think that we're that stupid, huh? Jimmy. Like, not only does Jimmy know this very violent and criminal man, but he's also a very good friend of his, apparently. Like, really close. To the point that he is married to a close friend of Jimmy's, like, 25 years old friendship close type deal. The point that I'm trying to make whilst, not trying to freak out is that apparently the party of anti-immigration and anti-organized crime has been infiltrated by not just one criminal, but up to 36 that have ties to MC criminal gangs. Like, these are just counting the MC gangs. Like, imagine how many more types of criminals exist in such a party. Just like, think about how brazen the far right has gotten that they think that they can just safely invite known criminals to their parties and events and have nobody just say anything about it. Like, it's insane. Speaking of saying something about it, the people invited to that wedding did not even bat an eye to the presence of this criminal in their midst. Like, they are just so used to criminals getting invited to their parties that they just forgot that it wasn't a normal thing to do. Like, here is another high-ranking member of the SD party, Richard Jomshof. Oh boy, mighty, how convenient that you are making an appearance yet again. Who said that he knew nothing about the MC gang member invited to the wedding. But guess what? He also lied about that, and a day later, after Jimmy admitted to knowing that guy, walked back his claims and said that he knew of him after all. Like, boy, isn't that just great that the person in charge of making decisions about how crime should be combated in Sweden can just lie like that and pretend that nothing happened. Hooray, very good stuff. Another SD member who was also there said that he knew about the criminal but said nothing because he had no clue about who was on the guest list. Like, it's almost like the entire SD party at the wedding just collectively had amnesia and conveniently forgot who the known criminal that is constantly getting invited to their parties was. and then collectively had years of their memories restored when their leader got fact checked when he lied. Like, how very odd, very strange. But like, who cares? Like, who really cares? Because it isn't like one of our country's leaders did not just obviously and blatantly lie right to our faces, like a certain other very, very big liar politician who I will not be getting into today. Things are starting to get very, very worrying here in Sweden. From a lottery scandal that hit our biggest party to our second biggest party just lying about their connections to organized crime. Like, speaking of which, even our own police say that this is not a very good look for the SD party because of the potential criminal influence that could grip the party at any moment. Like, imagine the second largest party in Sweden being secretly controlled by criminals in order to serve their best interests. Can you just imagine how disastrous that would be for a country? But hey, perhaps I am overreacting, and the 37 criminals that have influence in the party is nothing to worry about. And oh look, looks like the SD party might finally be looking into their criminal problem, which is a good thing and should be encouraged. But the fact that it wasn't until the leader of their party was caught red-handed with a criminal that decided to investigate this is very disturbing and does not in fact inspire confidence in me that this party has changed one bit. The only good thing that came from SD being exposed is that it got people talking about how much SD just lies and how very big hypocrites they are. Because just within like 2 months, two very big controversies have wrecked the SD party, which is not a good thing considering the fact that they're supposed to be a professional party. Like, the fact that they can just blatantly lie about your criminal ties like that and not suffer any consequences for that is staggering. Like, I don't expect anything good from a party whose only form of policy is grievance politics and not actual ideas. But this is low even by their standards. This is becoming very, very tiring. Anyways, I have said enough. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and or subscribe. Also leave a comment because it boosts me up in the YouTube algorithm. And also think for yourself. And yeah, bye.